Hi, welcome everybody. Over the next maybe 15, 20 minutes, I wanted to share with you something that's near and dear to my heart. This is Gail Davis, and I'm a former homeschool mom. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm hearing so many women today express a concern that, oh my goodness, my kids, what do I do with COVID? How do I navigate through homeschooling? But I need to make an income. So I've prepared just a brief overview of what to look for in a home-based business. It is possible to juggle both. I call it living in the land of and. Can't say I coined that term, but anyway, living in the land of and, living in the land of family and togetherness and safety and health, yet and making an income. Is it possible? It is. And over the next few minutes, I'd like to share. So just bear with me as I go through some slides with you. Today may be the day that changes your life. Well, basically, it's all about making empowering choices. I'm part of a group called Moms Equipped for Success. My partner is Amy Tillman. She's a homeschool mom down in North Carolina. She, a phenomenal woman. I could spend hours talking about Amy. So we came up with this idea to help you make empowering choices. So what's my background? Well, for over 13 years, I homeschooled my kids. I have three kids. They're now 24, 25, 28, very successful entrepreneurs in their own right. I also have owned my own business for over 15 years. I'm also a trained and certified life coach. I love to do women's retreats and speak at conferences. And most of all, I'm a connector and networking professional. So I come to you today to share with you some of the insights I've learned throughout the years. Well, the current state of affairs, I was reading the news that another university now is choosing to do online learning. Well, that's universities. What about our elementary, junior, and senior high schools? I'm hearing too that so many of them are choosing, well, let's start school for a few weeks. Oh, then we might send you home. Or we're not sure how this is going to look. Well, the current state of affairs is we have no idea what's going on. And you as a mom have some options. I loved homeschooling. It's not for everyone. It's definitely not for everyone. And I don't want to give you a guilt trip if you choose not to homeschool. But it was such a blessing for my family. But what about income? This is where living in the land of and. What about paying those bills? Well, many of you do have a partner, a spouse, a significant other that has other income coming in. Bless you. Praise God for that. But some of you also need additional income. How does $300 to $500 extra a month? How about $500 to $1,000 extra a month? What about full-time career income? Is it possible? It definitely is. So have you thought about becoming self-employed? Have you thought about being your own boss? A new home-based business is started every 12 seconds. And there are, you look around, all around the place, everyone's starting a home-based business. You can sell anything you want. You can give any service you want. You can facilitate anyway, home-based businesses might be the option. So what do you look for? And I share this as one that looked high and low. Well, some of the things to look for is it in a growth industry? So let me ask you, would you rather be involved in Blockbuster? Remember, that was the store that used to sell videos or rent videos, or Amazon? Let me ask you why. Well, one is a growth industry, one is not. One is rather dead at this point. Is the company financially stable? Now, each and every month, I'm asked by a friend, hey, do you want to join me in this business? And Google is my best friend, and I love to Google complaints and lawsuits, and I love to find out the inside skinny on these different companies. But more importantly, is the company financially stable? Have you checked it out with the Better Business Bureau? There's a company out there, I'm not going to mention names, and they sell a product. And one day I decided to research that company, and it had an F rating with the Better Business Bureau, yet distributors were signing up left and right and investing thousands of dollars in this company. Well, would I? Definitely not. Does the company have a good reputation, or the industry have a good reputation? Well, I think of it as the Apple computer. Why do people line up for hours waiting for the newest Apple? Because of their reputation. The industry. Well, IBM was once great, then it started to falter. Now it's making a comeback. Likewise, there's other companies out there. Can you morally line yourself with the industry? For me, there's some products, some industries I would never affiliate with. Tobacco, for one. So does it have a good reputation? And can you make decent money? So 17 years ago, when I decided to start my little side gig to support my family, my plan B became a plan A. That's a whole other story. I'll get into it later. My mother said to me, Gail, you can't make any money doing this. And she said, I used to do, and I'm not going to mention the name of the company, and all I made was $16. Well, that was mom, and I wanted to prove her wrong. So I decided I was in it for the long haul. Something you need to know is you can't fall for hype for get rich quick, because if it sounds like a get rich quick, you know what? It's too good to be true. And if you're an affiliate with a company, how many different ways can you be paid? I was recently speaking with a friend who had developed teams, leadership teams, and then all of a sudden the company pulls back their compensation and says, oops, we're not going to pay you on leadership anymore. Her whole business went belly up, went bust. So it's really important to figure out, is the company financially stable? But can you really make decent money with it? And if there's a product, is it viable? I love these two pictures. Umbrellas on shoes when it's raining. Well, I don't know how many people actually bought that, but that was an item that was being sold. Or how about a wine glass necklace holder? Well, yes, you can currently buy that. Again, I don't know how many, and I'm just wondering, is it tipsy proof? With me, I'd probably bump into something and it would be, anyway, that's a whole other story too. Is there credible research? So I was speaking to someone a few years back and they said, hey, here's my catalog and check out all of these great products. And at the back of the catalog, there was research. And as I'm looking through the research, I'm realizing it's not their own research. They stole research from other companies to say, hey, look at the need for vitamin E, or look at the need for this or that. But they didn't have their own research. Consumer Reports several years ago came out with a report on the most dangerous supplements, which ones to avoid, why they're on the market. And at that point, many companies still had those dangerous supplements. So is there credible research that the products are safe? Or is it a junior high research paper that just says, hey, this is what you should do? Or is it master's dissertation level? Is the company making good choices to develop new products? There are companies out there that are stuck in a rut, and basically they just repackage the same product over and over and over again. But there's other companies that really go with the times and develop new products. I think of backup cameras in cars now and built-in Wi-Fi's. Well, who would have ever thought of that 20 years ago? But the car industry is researching trends, needs, and developing new products. Likewise, with any company you want to affiliate with. And lastly, is there training available? I've run into so many distributors involved with network marketing that say to me, Gail, can you come and speak to my team? Or can you come and speak to my my leaders or my group because the company's not giving training. Is there coaching? Is there training? Is there teaching? And are they there to continue to support you instead of just shaking your hand and saying, congratulations for signing up for 1995. You are now a distributor with Brand X Company and good luck. That's not going to work. So my story was 17 years ago, I was homeschooling my kids. I was also involved in a not-for-profit organization. And when I say not-for-profit means not-for-profit. And with this organization, I didn't have a pension, a 401k. I didn't have any type of retirement. I didn't have a college fund for the kids. But likewise, that company, very not-for-profit, there were times I didn't even know if I was going to get paid. So initially, I needed to bring in some extra income if I was going to continue homeschooling, because my husband and I, we were homeschooling our kids. He was also helping out with the not-for-profit organization, but we just needed a few extra hundred a month, maybe even 1,000 or so a month to survive. We were also living in Westchester County, New York, outside of New York City. The taxes were atrocious, and you needed a full-time job just to pay the taxes. So I started this little side gig, side hustle, home-based business, work from anywhere with a company I thoroughly researched. Little did I realize that eventually over time, my plan B would become a plan A when our income with the not-for-profit organization was starting to dry up because of the economy. People were not supporting this ministry as was needed. So our plan B became a plan A. Then little did I realize that mom and dad's health would take a turn and I needed to care for them. Rather, I chose to care for them. So for the next 7 years, I worked the business for 7 years, and for 7 years, approximately, I cared for mom and dad. But because of what I had created the first 7 years, I still had full-time income coming in. Where I am now is I'm out there teaching, educating, coaching, equipping women to do the same. And in fact, what I created back when is now my retirement for future years. The beauty of it is too, is I can work from anywhere. As I talk to you, I've got moving boxes all in my office because we're hoping to move out to Indiana from Pennsylvania over the next few months. But having created this, I can really go anywhere. So why I share this with you is both Amy and I have a story. Both Amy and I have success working from home while homeschooling. That's why we started this group, Moms Equipped for Success. So if you're not a part of the group, if a friend of yours has shared this, go to the group, Moms Equipped for Success. Join it. Check us out, but most of all, reach out to us and let us know how we can help you. Hey guys, hey gals, hey moms, you can do it. These are tough times, but God has given you amazing powers, abilities. You are a superhero, and step out in it and don't be afraid. God bless.